Hello there everybody, and welcome back to Magna Carta 2. After getting Juto back in the last video, our party is now reunited, and before we speak to the village chief and continue on with the story, we're going to take a quick break and do a couple of side quests. Starting with one that we're able to take in Cota Mare. As you can see, there is a green exclamation point on the map here, right in the middle of town. And in order to speak to the boy and get this quest, you're going to have to walk around on the map as Crocell. And you're not able to change your leader in town. You'll have to go out of town and change leaders, so just be aware of that.
We met a human in Navyblue Marsh. He said he was looking for Master Crocell. We were leading him to Cota Mare, but...
Master Crocell? Marith? Marith has come all this way?
But we were attacked by monsters on the way. I was no match for them. It was all I could do to get away.
What? Marith has been abducted? I'll go help her right now.
What's with you? You gonna go by yourself?
Hey, how long have you been standing there?
Long enough. Anyway, I heard what happened. I'll help too.
You're unbelievable. Well, I guess you wouldn't listen if I tried to stop you. But don't tell the princess. I don't want to worry her.
So, you're gonna take on that creature? I could take you to where the monster is.
Okay, let's hurry. We're gonna save Marith no matter what.
Okay, so you'll automatically be transported to where the beast is. You can see Marith in the background there. And we have a foe in front of us. For this, what you're going to want to do is equip Juto with a two-handed sword and make sure that Crocell has a fireball equipped. And then you're just going to start attacking the creature.
This guy looks scared.
That little boy we talked to, Junsi, we actually saved him a little bit earlier. If you guys recall, the sister asked us to go and save him from the Neko dwelling because he had left the village. So it's kind of neat that we're sort of speaking to all these characters we've talked to in the past.
It's no use! We'll never beat it at this rate!
Damn.
Crocell, attacking it separately isn't gonna work. Let's work together!
Huh?
We're here to rescue Marith, remember? Let's try using the co-op technique.
I guess it's worth trying.
We should be able to do it using the exact same method as when Zephy and I attacked together.
Got it. Just don't trip me up, okay?
And we will learn a co-op technique that can be used between Crocell and Juto. And that's why I said to equip the selected weapons, because you can only do it with Crocell's fireball and Juto's two-handed sword. So obviously you're not able to damage this creature unless you use the co-op technique. And in order for this to work, you have to generate a total of 9 combined con between the two characters. And you'll want to go into chain mode. So go into overdrive, switch to the next character, and you should have a prompt which will allow you to press right on the directional pad, and that should allow you to chain and do the attack. I wasn't able to get it on my first try, but what I'll do is I'll go from Juto to Crocell and see if that makes any sort of difference. This isn't particularly difficult. The timing can be a little bit delicate, as the prompt comes up very quick, as you can see there. But once you do that, you'll be able to see their super awesome co-op technique.
Let's begin! Crocell!
Turn to ash!
we're done.
And there you have it. That's actually the first chance that I've taken to actually demonstrate the co-op technique, although we have learned a couple of co-op techniques with different characters. And they're sort of neat because they sort of combine the two most powerful attacks on the character's skill tree. So in the case of Nova Slash, it would kind of combine Crocell's Seraphic Rays, and it would combine it with Juto's strongest attack on his two-handed skill tree. And once you have the co-op technique in your skill tree, if you've been working on a specific skill tree and you've unlocked the technique, that will allow you to successfully finish up that skill tree for an achievement for whatever skill tree it is that you are working on. Now that we have defeated the monster, we should probably speak to Marith. And I also missed a chest over here, apparently, so I guess I should open this up as well.
Huh. I guess I should thank you. Thanks for the assist.
Looks like we're a better team in battle than I expected. You're a big help for me too.
Anyway, I'm just happy it turned out okay, Marith.
Thank you so much for saving me, Master Crocell, Master Juto.
Still, why did you come all this way anyway? Wait, you heard the rumors about us, right?
Yes, and I thought that these must be trying times for you, Master Crocell, so I wanted to offer whatever meager services I could to assist you.
Whoa, you guys are amazing! Still, maybe that talking could wait till after we get back to the village? I don't want to hang around here.
Good point. Let's go back to Cota Mare. Zephy and the others might be worried about us.
Where did you two go off to? I was worried sick because you left without saying a word.
Yeah, well, something came up and it was nothing, right?
Yeah, that's right, it was nothing. You worry too much, Princess.
Something is fishy here. Still, if you say it was nothing...
So that is the only available side quest in Cota Mare for the time being, but before I forget, I do want to check my cube mail, because we have actually gotten a couple of pieces of really important mail. A couple of pieces from the Obvious Transport Fleet, essentially just talking about locations that they're going to be able to take us to, and certain locations that are on the no-fly list. Now is a key opportunity to go to all different places on the map before we move on in the story. And the final piece of mail, and perhaps the most important one that we've been waiting for quite some time, is a message from Jiroha, which speaks about Malakia being taken by the Northern Forces. He's being held at Belfort Laboratory, but will be transferred to Ruhalt Plateau shortly. So after reading this letter, this is when we finally get the long-awaited quest to actually help him. And again, you'll only be able to get that letter if you have encountered Malakia all 3 times that we have been able to encounter him in the past. And we have a lot of quests coming up in Ruhalt Plateau, so this is all kind of tying up very nicely. We are going to be using the Obvious Transport Fleet very shortly, but I thought I would just point out the fact that there are a couple of new weapons at the weapon shop now that we have Juto in our party. He now has a new one-handed and two-handed sword, and there is also a new accessory for him as well. I guess that these items were left out of the other inventory that we purchased earlier just because he wasn't a part of the party. So you do want to be mindful to purchase those, again, if you're wanting to get 100% of all the weapons for all of the characters. And that's a pretty easy one to miss, just because we did all of our shopping previously. So outside the village by the pillar, we're able to take the Avi's transport fleet. There are 2 Avi's fleets in this area. There's one in the undersea tunnel and there's one in Cota Mare. So we're just going to stick to using this one for now. And from here, we're going to go to Dunan Field. These are pretty easy side quests to miss because you wouldn't really think to come back here, but we do have a couple of things to take care of in this area, starting with a quest in the Dunan Rest area. We helped these guys fend off against thieves a little bit earlier in the game when we first came to the area, and the boss's son has another quest for us if we speak to him again. And this is pertaining to the thief that we had beaten earlier, the one who had said that Juto had killed his father. So he came back and has actually written a challenge to Juto to fight him once again. And he's going to be waiting for us at Ruhalt Plateau. So again, one of those quests that we're going to be putting on the back burner until we get to Ruhalt Plateau. And after we've done that, what we're going to do is go to the Rainpalt Ruins. And this is going to be a continuation of where we left off with Crocell's side quest. We had picked up the letter from his father's house when we were in Belfort. And the letter had said to visit the hermit that lives at the Rainpalt Ruins. So now's a key opportunity to do this. We have some time to kind of roam around, and so we're going to pick up this quest now. I am going to save it for a little bit later because we are still missing a component of it. And if you came to this area earlier, it's empty. The only time that the hermit actually shows up is when you start this quest line, which is only after you complete the events in Belfort. So we can speak to this gentleman here to deliver the letter. And then we can speak to him again. And he doesn't really shed much light about the relationship that he has with Crocell's father. He doesn't really seem to know Crocell. But to make a long story short, he has a secret treasure that has been left behind for Crocell from his father. And this guy is going to kind of help us in getting that treasure. So he's going to give us a quest called the Reedon Seal Stones. Smash the 5 seal stones and defeat the giant who is locked away by the Reedon family. Details are in the letter. Report back once you defeat the giant. And that will allow us to get a special weapon for Crocell. And for reference, we are going to have a couple of letters in our cube mail to look at. So let's look at those now for a little bit of light in the situation here. In order to break a sealed stone seal, you need various keys that match said stones. If you have such a key and examine a sealed stone, you should be able to unseal it. Breaking the seal itself isn't difficult if you have the key. In my next letter, I'll write about the locations of sealed stones and the keys. And we have actually been picking up keys throughout the game, believe it or not. We have 4 out of 5 keys already. And I've pointed out in various parts of the game when we've picked up these keys, or I've stopped and said that we need this item for later. And in a lot of cases, for example, defeating the big volcano beast in Old Fox Canyon, that beast dropped the key. You can go back and do that now if you wish, but we already have it, and so it's kind of off of our list. The only one that we're missing right now is the key, the last one in Ruhalt Plateau, of course, because we haven't been there yet. But again, all of the stuff that's kind of going on right now, all of the quests in our quest log are in Ruhalt Plateau, so it's kind of the place to be. On our first visit to the area, I had pointed out these seals before, and these are the stone seals that he was referring to. I kind of said to make notice of them because we'd be coming back to them later. And if I wanted to, I could start breaking open the seals, but I prefer to kind of just leave that for later. I prefer to come back when I have all 5 of the keys. That way I can unseal all of the stones. Once that's done, a giant appears, you can defeat the giant, get the weapon, and then the quest is kind of done all in one go. Now, if I could get out of here, I would like to, because that's all we really need to do in the area. And those are kind of the 3 main quests that we needed to pick up. And if we read the letter from Malakia, that makes 4 quests. And we completed one of them, so we should have a couple of those quests in our quest log for reference. If you just want to make a quick checklist, just make sure that you have everything up to date. You should have 4 optional quests in your quest journal to date, and you should be 77.5% finished at this time. So we are making very good progress. We're kind of getting to the end of the game at this point. Ruhalt Plateau is kind of the last stop before the end dungeon. Or the ending area, I should say. It's not really a dungeon, it's a really massive area. So now that I've done that, I think I'm going to go back to Cota Mare. And if you want to, you can definitely explore some of these areas. But keep in mind that even if you are able to go back to some of these areas, you won't actually be able to do much there. For example, if you're to go back to Albazette, you're not able to actually enter the city, of course, because you have been in so much trouble with both the northern and southern forces and you're kind of shunned. So it's kind of just safe to stick with the story for the time being. Alright, so now that we are back in Navyblue Marsh, what we're going to do next is we are going to continue on and speak to the village chief. But we'll have to do that in the next video. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.